good evening to everyone. Assalamualaikum and a very warm welcome to our panelists. My name is IZANDRA BINTI SAHARUDDIN and I am your moderator for today's discussions. So today we will be discussing an important issue that affects many young people, especially university graduates, which is graduate unemployment and employability challenges in today's labor market. As we know, obtaining a university degree no longer guarantees immediate employment. Despite having academic qualifications, many graduates continue to face difficulties in securing suitable jobs. Some are forced to accept positions that do not match their qualifications, while others struggle due to a lack of industry-relevant skills and practical experience. At the same time, the emergence of the gig economy and social media platforms has created a new career pathway that many graduates are beginning to explore. Therefore, it is important for us to understand the factors that contributing to this issue and explore possible solutions that can be better prepared for graduates for involving job market. To provide us with a deeper understanding of this topic, our panelists will discuss several key dimensions of graduate employability and employment challenges. Before we begin our discussions, I would like to invite each panelist to briefly introduce themselves to the audience. Let's start with panelist 1, followed by panelist 2, 3, and 4. Let's start.
Hi everyone, my name is KHAIRIL bin Saman. I'm a first year student from FSSK.
Good day everyone, my name is NURUL ISMAIL. I'm also a first year student from FSSK.
Hello everyone, my name is IZZATI AYUNI binti AZIZAN and I'm first year student from FSSK.
Hello everyone, my name is AHMAD UZAIR bin ZULKEFLI and I am first year student in FSSK.
Thank you everyone. Now, let's start our discussion. Our first panelist will discuss the issue of the skill gap between academic and industry. So, as we know now, many graduates leave university with strong academic knowledge. Yet, employers often report that graduates are not fully prepared for workplace demands. From your perspective, I want to ask them, what are the main factors that contributing to the skill gap between academic and industry, and how does this affect graduates to entering the workforce? You can talk when you're ready.
Okay, hi, good morning everyone. Thank you for having me. Today we are talking about a very big problem that almost every new graduate faces. It is the gap between what you learn in school and what you actually need at work. Many students finish university thinking their degree is all they need to get a good job. But when they start looking, they find out the real world is very different. Today, I want to talk about 4 simple reasons why this happens, and most importantly, what graduates can do to fix it. Let's start with my first point, the difference between knowing things from a book and actually doing the work in university. You learn ideas, you read books, and you take exams. But new graduates quickly learn a hard truth. Having a strong educational record and getting good grades does not always give you the practical, hands-on knowledge you need for a full-time job. Companies do not just want you to know the correct answer on tests. They want to see that you can do the real work every day. School teaches you the idea, but the workplace want you to know how to use them. This is the first big bump in the road for the new graduates. This brings me to my second point. There is often a big difference between what teachers teach and what bosses want. Job today often ask for very specific skills or computer and software that were simply never taught in school. For example, think about a student who studied marketing. They might graduate only to find out they need to know how to use specific software tools that were not a part of their classes. If they read a job post and see the do not have the specific skills, it creates a lot of frustration. They feel unready for the real world. My third point is about something that many graduates feel stuck. Companies care more about your past work experience than your university degree. This is a very hard for new job seekers. Employers usually want more than just a piece of paper. They want a practical skills and work experience from real jobs. Even if a graduate has a very strong record from school, it's hard for company to look past their lack of actual job experience. It feels unfair, right? You need a job to get experience, but you need an experience to get a job. So how do we fix this? My fourth and final point is that graduates must take action on their own. You cannot wait for someone to teach you. To close the gap between school and work, graduates must build their practical experience by taking online courses, joining workshop, doing internship or doing volunteer work. To end my speech, yes, the gap between school and work is big, but you can cross it. Do not just rely on your degree. Build your own skill, get some simple experience, and you will find your way. Thank you.
Thank you, Muhammad KHAIRIL. The explanation is actually highlight how difference between theoretical learning and practical workplace expectations can actually create challenges for graduates for seeking employment. So, we move to our next discussion from panelist 2 that will be focusing on underemployment and overqualifications among graduates. So, I have a question. Despite possessing higher educational qualifications, many graduates are employed in positions that do not fully utilize their skills and knowledge. Could you explain to us why underemployment and overqualifications have actually become increasingly common among graduates today?
Right, thank you to the moderator and good day everyone. Now, I will be speaking on underemployment and overqualification among fresh graduates and why this issue is a structural problem, not a personal one. According to the Khazanah Research Institute, nearly 1 in 3 fresh graduates in Malaysia works in a job that does not match their qualification level or field of study. And the data shows that this mismatch is persistent. These graduates does not move into better roles over time. Many remain stuck well into their early careers. Now, I want to challenge a common assumption here, that these graduates are simply too picky or not trying hard enough. When 1 in 3 graduates across different universities and different disciplines all face the same mismatch, that is not an individual failure. That is a systematic signal. The real cause of this is significant. When graduates spend years in unrelated roles, their skills deteriorate. Knowledge built over 4 years simply goes unused, which is a direct economic loss for the country. Worse, accepting below qualification jobs in early one's career suppress wages long term, since early earnings tend to anchor future income trajectories. This directly contradicts with SGD 8.5, which calls for productive employment and decent work with fair wages for all. The gap here is not the graduate, it is between what our education system produces and what the economy is actually ready to absorb. That's it from me, thank you.
Oh, thank you for that insight, NURUL IZZATI. This issue clearly demonstrates the growing mismatch between educational attainment and available employment opportunities. So moving on to our third panelist that will discuss about skill mismatch and employability issues. So the question is, as we know, employers frequently emphasize not only technical knowledge but also workplace competencies such as communications, teamwork, and leadership. In your opinion, I want to ask, what employability challenges are graduates currently facing, and why do these challenges persist?
Thank you to the moderators and other fellow panelists. So I believe one of the main challenges faced by fresh graduates is the skill mismatch between what they learn at the university and what is required in the workplace. This happens because many students have a limited exposures to real working environment during their studies. Like what panelist 1 has mentioned before, although they may perform well academically, they may not have enough experience in applying theoretical knowledge into a practical situation. Another reason is the lack of opportunity to develop soft skills such as communication, teamwork, leadership, and problem solving in a real life settings. Without sufficient practice, graduates may lack confidence when entering the job market. In addition, limited internship exposure also contribute to this issue, as graduates may not fully understand workplace expectation and professional standards before graduation. Therefore, this skill mismatch explains why fresh graduates may still face challenge in securing suitable employment even after completing their studies. So that's all for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Izzati. Your point is actually show that employability involves much more than academic achievement and require a broader range of competencies. So let's move to our final panelist that will discuss the rise of gig work and social media as alternative career pathway. So the question is, with increasing competition in the labor market, more graduates are turning to gig work and social media-based careers. Why do you think these alternatives have become attractive options for graduates, and what does this trend tell us about the current job market?
Alright, thank you for the moderator and other panelists. Right, today I'm going to talk about rise of gig work and social media as alternative career paths for fresh graduates finding their jobs. Alright, I believe gig work and social media have become practical career alternatives for many fresh graduates, especially as securing a full-time job has become increasingly challenging. So one of the major reasons is the lack of real-world experience, which is a lot of graduates nowadays have a strong academic qualifications, as our first panelist has said, but employers often prefer candidates with practical skills and previous work experience. So as a result, fresh graduates often find it difficult to compete in today's highly competitive job market. So instead of waiting for traditional employment opportunities, many graduates explore their gig work and digital careers. For example, they work as freelancers, online tutors, graphic designers, content creators, and digital marketers to gain experience while earning an income. And for example, in Malaysia, some graduates have become Grab drivers or foodpanda riders while searching for permanent jobs. And other graduates finding a jobs in freelance services platforms such as Fiverr and Upwork, and also like we know nowadays like TikTok and Instagram content creators. So these opportunities help them to develop transferable skills, strengthen their portfolios, and improving their employability. So in addition, social media has transformed the way people build careers. Platforms such as Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube has helped these fresh graduates to build their brands, connect with other potential employers, and even create a sustainable source of income. This demonstrates that social media is no longer just a platform for entertainment, but also a valuable tool for career development. That's all from me.
Thank you, Ahmad Uzair. Your perspective is actually highlight how changing economic conditions and technological developments are reshaping careers choice among graduates. So thank you to all panelists for sharing your perspective on this issue. Now we have a better understanding of these issues. We will move on to the second session, where we will discuss possible solutions and strategies to address these challenges. I would like to welcome any of you guys who are ready to start first.
Alright, I would like to start first. Okay, building on what has been shared by my fellow panelists, I would like to add my perspective on how we can begin addressing this. I believe the solution needs to happen on two levels, which are policy and industry. At policy level, the government should actively close the gap between graduate output and market demand. This means working with universities to design curricula that reflects where the economy is actually heading, not where it was 10 years ago. If we know certain sectors are growing, our program should be producing graduates ready for those sectors. At the industry level, employers need to move away from rigid hiring structures that overlook qualified candidates simply because they lack one or 2 years of experience. Fresh graduates are qualified. What they need is the opportunity to prove it. And honestly, a shared internship to hire pipeline between universities and companies would go a long way. It bridges the experience gap while ensuring graduates enter roles that actually match their skills. At the end of the day, Malaysia's vision under SDG 8, sustained inclusive economic growth, cannot be achieved if a third of our educated workforce is being underutilized. Talent is only an asset if we give it room to grow. Thank you.
I want to add something. In my opinion, of I'm agree with your opinion. So in my opinion, fresh graduates should also take a responsibility in preparing themselves before entering the workforce. One of the ways is by actively participating in university activities such as volunteer programs, student organization, and leadership position residential college. For example, UKM provides many opportunities for students to join volunteer activities and become executive council members. So all the experience actually can help students to develop important soft skills such as communication, leadership, time management, and problem solving. So in addition, I believe internship play a very important role in bringing the gap between university and the working world. Through internship, students can gain real workplace exposure, understand professional expectation, and improve their confidence. So, I strongly believe that by actively involving themselves in both academic and non-academic activities, fresh graduates will be better prepared to meet employers' expectation and will improve their chance to securing a suitable employment. So what you guys' opinion?
Well, I love to add some about the big work and the social media. I love the hustle of the digital economy, and I agree that the managing freelance work build self-reliance. But we also have to be realistic. The gig economy can be highly unstable. Traditional corporate roles offer something a laptop at home that cannot structured corporate mentorship give, like internal training program and experience working with the diverse team. Starting in a traditional corporate environment provides a foundational discipline that gig work cannot always guarantee. So I think the gig work and social media is just for to add a small value before you gain more experience when you go to the real job. Thank you.
Alright, may I add some of my viewpoint? So I respectfully agree with KHAIRIL about his opinion. So I think that nowadays people think that social media or gig work is only a temporary solution, but however, I respectfully agree with those opinion about the social media nowadays, because I think today in our digital economy, gig work can become a long-term career while growing graduates to continuously learn new skills and experience in a line of working style. But rather than being viewed as a last resort, it should be recognized as a realistic and valuable pathway for career growth. Therefore, I believe that gig work and social media are not just alternatives to traditional employment, but they also can help the fresh graduates to gain new experience and expand their professional networks in the future.
Okay, thank you to all panelists for your active participations and insightful contributions throughout today's discussion. To summarize, in the second session, I see that we further explore the main reason and the possible solution to today's challenges. The key ideas discussed include strengthening collaboration between university and industries, improving internship and practical training opportunities, enhancing both technical and soft skills among students, and encouraging continuously learning to meet industry demands. Overall, it is clear that improving graduate employability requires a joint effort from all stakeholders, including university, employers, policymakers, and graduates themselves. By working together, we can ensure that graduates are not only academically qualified, but also industry ready and competitive in the job market. With that, this panel discussion actually comes to an end. Thank you everyone for your attention and participation. Thank you so much. Bye.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.